So free agency has been over for a couple of weeks now, or at least now we're into the second and third phases of it. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to reflect on some of the players that we lost. And I started with probably the one that didn't make a whole lot of sense to keep because of the money that he was going to command. And I don't think a lot of us were truly impressed with the way that he performed this last season. And you could even say that Dan Campbell wasn't real happy with this man throughout the course of the season because some of the nagging injuries that maybe he felt were not big enough to keep you out of the game did for this guy. And I'm talking about left guard Jonah Jackson. And I came across an article today that kind of set me back a little bit to think, what is he trying to say here? And what does it really mean? Like, so let me get into it. So first and foremost, the Los Angeles Rams, they made a few big splashes. You can tell that they're really trying to go all in and trying to make one more push. Matthew Stafford is not going to be around forever. And so they made a big, splash in free agency, and they signed Jonah Jackson to a 3-year, $51 million deal with $34 million guaranteed. No big deal. Happens all the time. You expect these big moves to happen from time to time anyway. But I felt that he was going to get largely overpaid. I said it numerous times before free agency that someone is going to give him a bag that, in my opinion, he's not worth. At least not yet. The way that he's played the last few seasons doesn't add up to $51 million. But the move not only filled a big hole for LA, and by them re-signing Kevin Dotson and then potentially moving Steve Avila to center, obviously this gives them one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, as long as they can gel together. And that's going to be the biggest loss I think that Jonah Jackson is going to realize immediately. He's not going to have Frank Ragnow in the middle. He's not going to have Taylor Decker to his left. And he's not going to have Penei Sewell on the other side. He's got a good offensive line. Is it going to be one of the best? Potentially. But I don't think that it's going to come anywhere close to what the Lions have. Now, what drew Jonah Jackson to California? That's the biggest question. Was it Matthew Stafford? Was it the money? Was it the sunny weather? What was it? And here's what Jackson revealed in his introductory press conference. It was the chance to win a Super Bowl in 2024 and getting a chance to play with Matthew Stafford again. I'm scratching my head here. Like, we just beat the Rams. We were 17 minutes away or 30 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl. And you feel like the Rams have a better opportunity to win a Super Bowl. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, let's call it public speaking fluff 101. That's what it was. But then he goes on to say this. I had some familiarity with Stafford. We understand that. I had him my rookie year, and I've seen the pieces to the puzzle, the ability to possibly make it all the way, and I'm definitely wanted to be part of something like that. Does he not believe that there's no ability for the Lions to go all the way? That's my question. Does he really not believe what they just accomplished in the last 3 seasons, and most notably in 2023, wouldn't give you an idea that they're on the right path, that they can go all the way? So a lot of questions there. And the importance of winning championships was also important to Jackson, as he stated, in fact, that he bypassed the chance at a bigger contract to sign with LA, which I find a little bit odd, especially when he makes a couple more comments here. But it was the combination of what the Rams were able to offer in terms of success, both on and off the field. It was too good to pass up, according to Jackson. But then he said this: once I heard the Rams were willing to do what they did and be able to go somewhere and potentially win it all, there was no denying it. There were some teams, maybe we could have done some more, but I wanted the perfect balance of being able to set up my family for life and be able to win football games. So even though that there was a first round exit for the Rams, Jackson believes that the Rams are very well equipped for another Super Bowl run. Well, guess what? You're going to have to get through the Detroit Lions, and that's not going to be easy. But he went on to say this too. You just have to see it from outside. You see the quarterback, and this is what really got me. He's second to none. The pieces to the puzzle are just incredible, and you can see Coach McVay and how they run things. It's an approachable place, you feel, and you feel like it's somewhere you can get settled in pretty fast, and that's why I felt like it was a good fit for me. So let me address this second to none comment. Okay, Stafford's won a Super Bowl. He deserves all of the accolades in the world for that. He's a pretty darn good quarterback. We've seen that for about 12 seasons in Detroit. He could never take our team, past a single playoff game and get a win. He couldn't. So he was set up right in LA. They brought in a ton of pieces for Stafford, offense and defense, to be able to make the run that they did. And now you think, Jonah, that the Rams are better equipped to make a Super Bowl run over the Lions. And you also think that Matthew Stafford is second to none over Jared Goff and what Jared Goff has done the last 2 seasons. Stafford can't stay healthy. Yeah, he throws up a bunch of yards, got a couple of pieces. But, when you compare the two, I don't know how much of a comparison you can make over the last 2 seasons. I mean, from a mobility standpoint, obviously they're about on plane together. There's really no difference there. But this one just kind of got to me a little bit. Like, Jonah doesn't feel that the Lions are equipped to make a Super Bowl run in 2024. And that was the biggest reason why he left. I don't even know that Jonah was really offered a deal by the Lions. I think that he was able to test free agency and see what was out there because the Lions weren't really impressed with the way that he played. My opinion alone. I don't feel that Jonah had a great 2023. I know he didn't. Look at his grades. And I just think that his body of work is definitely not worth $51 million, and he fleeced the Rams. And you're going to see that this year when Jonah gets beat consistently on the left guard side in the B gap, and they're coming for him. So Stafford's got to deal with that now. Jared Goff doesn't. So I'm good with that. But anyway, wanted to bring you guys a little recap and reflection here on Jonah Jackson. I'm not trying to be negative or anything about this other than the fact that it just seems like he's throwing some shade at the Lions. And I don't understand why. I mean, they were always good to him. We've had great success the last 3 seasons building to where we are now, and probably in the best position of any team right now to really make a strong run. This team got better in the offseason. The offensive line definitely got better in the offseason. So I'm super excited about it. Too bad Jonah wasn't. So long, sayonara, Jonah Jackson. Best of luck over there in sunny LA. But I'm telling you right now, bud, you ain't going to beat the Lions in 2024. Ain't happening. Ain't no way. Ain't no how. So we'll see you soon. And you'll be on the other side with an L. All right, you guys. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.